Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Politico, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Can in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind. Oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you not done here. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary Politico. So my people make you shout.
It's seriously sad and unacceptable. But nobody can return alive. She has answered the call. Be it Christian or Muslim, we all accepted that it's certain we're going to die one day. We don't know which date. But we must not use this incident to divide ourselves. We must use it as a cure to the security problem. Additional police, additional patrol, and additional security reinforcement along our road in the various black spots. It is necessary. We have discussed that among the various authorities.
I'll come back to that. So, good evening to you.
Oh boy.
Good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun Live. We have tried to start this early enough, but We had some technical issues, okay? But Koiki is here with me.
Live and direct.
As well, yeah. I believe our friends are watching us from your side, yeah?
Good evening, everybody.
So, yeah, Ibro. So what happened then is that Koiki is here. I'm going to be talking about a lot of, what do you call it? Of what is going on back home, especially the Yoruba nation agitation. I wish we would have done this earlier enough, okay? But
it is never too late. Yeah, that's the most. And we'd like to say thank you very much to all our viewers. We really appreciate you for staying tuned.
Thank you so much for those who stayed back so far. So, Koiki, without wasting much time, there's a lot you and I have been gisting about since you came to Glasgow. And first, I have to say thank you. To you
for what?
For coming around. You know, it's something that a decision you took the moment I told you that we're going to have a rally.
Yeah.
And you said, I'm coming around.
Definitely.
To add to the morale and boost you guys' morale. So it's a good one that you're coming in. And it's exactly the same thing you did when you traveled to Nigeria last year. The news that somebody like me actually read about that. Oh, you are in Nigeria now. You didn't tell me you're going.
No.
It was a risk that when I started seeing what you were doing, that eventually led to the invasion of Oloye Sunday Igboho's house.
Yeah.
The first person I was so worried about when the attack happened after Oloye Sunday Igboho was, where is Koiki? Because the moment you touched down in Nigeria, story changed. Tell us, how was it really? Like you were there. Because you've spoken to people, you've done rallies, you've met people with people, traditional rulers and all of that in Yoruba land.
Yeah.
Give us an idea for standing for.
Well, one thing you've got to remember is, going to Nigeria, which was this year, not last year. I got into Nigeria in January, and a lot of people were like, you can't come. You know those kind of come back home. You get that fear, come back home. And I knew I was going home.
Right.
Since last year.
Okay.
None of my family was even aware I wanted to travel to Nigeria. But one person I told I was coming to Nigeria was Chief Sunday Igboho.
Okay. And what was it like? Like, come over, don't worry, or what?
It was more excited. Because we've got to remember that sitting down about miles away, campaigning, discussing, having conversation is not like being on the ground.
That's right.
But one thing a lot of people need to understand is I got to Nigeria just before the ultimatum given to Wakilu in Igboho.
So Oloye has been to Igboho.
No, he has given the ultimatum.
Right.
I arrived into that scene. So it's not just. I mean, when people talk about the July 1st, which is very, very important, that we've got to let our viewers around the globe understand that the July 1st was an assassination attempt. There's no doubt about that. But there was another assassination attempt prior to July 1st, which was again in February when it was stopped at Guru Maharaji by the same, almost similar to the Nigerian security assassin. We also had a similar issue going into Igboho town because there were military, and I have the evidence, I have the video waiting, but they couldn't stop us because the crowd was also along the line. So when we talk about the July 1st, the question is, why come in the middle of the night?
Oh, we're going to get to that. Because one thing is that before you got to Nigeria, right, Oloye Sunday Igboho was so involved in the issue of this insecurity in Ogun area, Ibarapa, Yete, Gongo, and all those places.
Yeah.
And it's been like, even before this year, I've had videos of him where with other hunters and the other people in the forest chasing after these criminals.
Yeah.
And that was when he said, if Yorubas don't wake up, so many of us living abroad, we won't be able to come home.
Yeah.
When they killed Dr. Aborode in Igboho, it was the final stroke that broke the camel's back, right?
Yeah.
That was when he said, we don't want Fulani in Igboho again. But around that time, it wasn't about Yoruba nation, it was about Yoruba safety, Yoruba security.
And I think that is why a lot of people were like, why move into Yoruba nation? why not just stick with the security of the land?
But the problem is that even at that,
yeah,
they put a target on his back.
Well, it's
even
not
before Yoruba Nation, right? They put a target on his back.
Well, I mean, what we've got to understand is Nigeria is the third global terrorism index in the world.
Right.
So even if you say, don't go into Yoruba Nation, let's just try and, get this
and protect ourselves. Mm-hmm.
We are still doing the same thing as asking for a Yoruba Nation, because eventually telling those terrorists, which America already told us,
right, that
they were already within the boundary axis of the South.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, even, Iba Gani Adam said so.
Same thing, yeah.
That, they had these 500 powerful motorbikes. And we've seen those images. So, but a lot of people do not understand that Chief is not just about the Yoruba Nation.
Mm-hmm.
It's all entailed in the same, situation.
Right.
So when people are saying, oh, we pushed him, and we say happy birthday to him in advance, because in just about 40 minutes from now,
that's right,
we're going to be celebrating his birthday. But one thing we've got to remember is, yes, there were problems that he was encountering. But a lot of people need to understand that the federal government never want him to touch the Fulanis.
Which is the beginning of the problem.
Yes.
And there are many other things that eventually led to the assassination attempt, in my own understanding. But you witnessed a lot of it. When you got to Igboho, he went there for fact-finding. That's what he said. He didn't go there to fight anyone.
No.
People have reported what they have been going through.
Yes.
So he decided to go there because they told the people that nobody can touch them. Nothing will happen to them. So he decided to go.
Because they've got the federal government backing.
Which is true. Then when he got to Igboho, that was the first time he was in fact attacked when they shot at him.
And if we go back and watch that video, you could see that, the Wakilu children and his... Let me tell you this, Maiyegun.
Yeah.
Do you know that these Wakilu have 3 security posts?
Before he's
heavily harmed, before you can even approach him.
His house.
And by Chief Sunday Igboho arriving there, just to, what is going on?
Last question, yeah.
But they were ready to attack him because this has been the situation prior to his visit there.
Yeah.
But they didn't know who he was.
They didn't know. They thought
it was just
at him and all that.
Just an ordinary, another individual approaching them. This is our territory. And this is why the image went around the globe. And he said, well, I haven't come here to fight, but in 7 days, I swear I'll be coming back. And there was a lot of pressure.
I'm coming to that pressure too. Because the reason why you will help us a lot today is that understanding, like, what did Igboho do wrong? Okay? This is not somebody who decided that I am going to seek attention. Oh, I'm looking for money. Oh, I'm looking for...
I mean, you're quite right, but a lot of people don't understand that his name has been there, always there. But he actually woke up millions of not just the Yorubas, millions of Nigerians that were sleeping.
Because of his advocacy at the time.
Yeah.
Now, we were like, if somebody says we should all come together and defend ourselves, protect ourselves from do you know something, right? Which I'm also still going to share. Somebody very close to me, Koiki, is kidnapped as we speak. I just wouldn't say much on that, right? But somebody very close to me as we speak is kidnapped. Well, I'm coming to that too. Now, understanding how this got to a point whereby they started sending warning. Before they started sending warning, right, we were told, in fact, you confirmed that in some of your series too, that some Yoruba leaders, traditional rulers, they were approaching you.
Yeah.
And some of them were giving you their support, oral support.
Yeah.
That don't worry, continue doing what you're doing and all of that.
Yeah.
While others were trying to dissuade you, telling you that this is too much for now, because Tinubu is going for presidency in 2023. asking them or fighting the Fulani right now is never going to be an option, then tell us, what was it then that you actually rejected enough for you to begin to sense that there's going to be an attack? Because according to the information we heard, you all were aware that there was going to be an attack before the Lagos rally.
Yeah.
But some of you didn't know that it was going to happen.
Before the rally.
You thought it was going to be a day
before the
rally, so they would stop you from going, but it happened.
Yeah.
2 days or 3 days before.
You're quite right. There was quite a lot of
pressure.
The pressure was the same pressure I saw when I got to Soka Thursday, 24 hours before the Friday heading to Igboho.
Right, okay.
And I could see the pressure from all walks of life. Even people were telling us to release a statement. This was on Thursday. I'm trying to bring us back to Igboho and now try to move forward to your question.
Please.
In terms of what actually happened. 72 hours. I came back to UK before June 12.
Right, I remember.
And I said to Chief, I'll be back again before July 3rd. So I was actually in Nigeria 72 hours, days before the July 1st attack. I spoke to him. I told everyone we will be having that rally. Remember, there was pressure already within Southwest saying, bringing the rally to Lagos was going to cause a lot of havoc. So intelligence was also coming and feeding through us in terms of, don't come to Lagos, please. Koiki, tell Chief Sunday Igboho not to go to Lagos, just like they were telling him not to go to Igboho. Then. And it's somebody that said, look, but one thing we must remember is, and one thing I would like to tell you, Maiyegun, the pressure is unbelievable. The royal fathers were calling us. Individuals from around the world. Try not to go to Lagos now. Why not postpone Lagos? There and there, we know that something was cooking. But there was nothing to really tell us in details. We were preparing, for the mega rally in Lagos. And Chief keeps saying to me, the rally goes ahead as planned. And I said, since you have said the rally goes ahead as planned, I came on air because people wanted to hear from me as a spokesman.
That's right.
Is the rally going ahead as planned? So the moment I said the rally was going ahead, that was before July 1st. Everybody could go back and watch that video. Wednesday, it was a different thing entirely. And we now know that the federal government, the politicians, and some names that we probably keep for now, knew. The question you would want to ask yourself is, if somebody as far as Australia, New Zealand, was getting feed that attack was going on in Soka, how come the governor of Oyo State didn't know anything?
Well, they attempted to kill him. That was the day, the shocker. But we were told that they became very upset the moment he said there will be no election. Initially,
they didn't even just attempt. They thought they killed him.
Right. How was it like, the day the attack happened, right? You were supposed to arrange an interview, an appearance for Oloye
with you,
Maiyegun's and you told me you were in Lagos.
Yes.
But you'll be going back to Ibadan Friday.
Yeah.
So that you'll be you'll be getting ready for the rally the following day.
Which is a Saturday, yeah.
The following day, we're told that Oloye Sunday Igboho's house has been attacked, 2 people killed, and his whereabouts unknown. And I was trying to get you that. Did you get to Ibadan? You are like, when I finally got you, How was it like?
I got the first call. And when the call came through, I knew the danger was bigger than anything else. Because the call that came through said to me, let us pray for the best.
Call from who?
Let's keep that for now.
Anonymous, okay.
Yeah. And the communication line was on, and that was why we should continue to be grateful to, Ifeoluwa Lady K, that went live before they brought down the communication. Because they never knew that something was going to pop up from the building.
Right, it was meant to be like a complete blackout. So
complete blackout.
Okay.
So, but because she went live for probably about less than 10 minutes. But the moment she went live,
they cut the internet as well, yeah?
The whole system went down. But it was already too late. They came to assassinate Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. But we should be grateful that we can still say, like I said, half an hour from now, we will be celebrating him. It could have been something different, Maiyegun. It could have been a complete disaster.
Video. It was a bloodbath. We saw the blood, we saw the damages, and people were like, if this whole thing was about a crime committed, why do you have to destroy all the cars, destroy the building, destroy everything, go into his house and destroy everything?
That is even different from people saying, why he never escaped. We thought he's got the power. Why did he not fight back? These were the questions individuals were asking.
Why didn't he fight back?
Oh, why didn't he fight back? We thought, he has always been boasting that he has this supernatural power, but he has always said the power belongs to the Creator. Yes. Like Yoruba we say, Mojamosa, there's always another day.
Of course.
But one thing we got to remember is life were also saved, even though 2 lives, an animal, were killed because they just wanted to eliminate Chief Sunday Igboho.
Now let me put it this way. Some people will say, why now? People have asked me that question, right? They've said that why can't the Yorubas work for true federalism, work for this blah 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 nonsense that people suggest, especially during this time? Because some people believe that it's their own turn to become president, right? Now, understanding what prompted people to say, we would rather be on our own. We can't defend us. I mean, we can't protect ourselves. Government can't protect us. We have no choice. And we'd rather be on our own in this regard. But apart from that, economically, the people, you met them, the Yorubas, our younger brothers and sisters, when you were there, you saw them physically. Now, things, when you were in the UK, when you were in London, right? You probably could, your anger could be sort of laced behind what you see and what you know. Right? But going to Nigeria to witness it firsthand.
Physically.
And you see the Yorubas. Could that be one of the reasons why you felt like, man, is that we get the Yoruba nation or just forget it? We are done for.
6 months. I've never spent that amount of time since I've been going back home since 2015. Maximum 2 months. But 6 months straight down the line, you could see that the whole country, it's not just about the Yorubas, the whole country is completely gone. And a lot of people that say, why are you just, someone that believe in this mission of this Yoruba mission? You talked about restructuring. You talked about true federalism. It is just too late, Maiyegun. We are better off now to wind it down, bring the system down peacefully so that we can achieve the dream. I arrived here just about early hours of this morning after a 10 hours, coach journey, from London. You will not even dare doing that in Nigeria. And a lot of people say, is it just about the leadership? You know, it is. Let's give the Yoruba the next opportunity, and that is the song being sung as we speak right now. Mm-hmm. Let us allow, you know, the true son of a Yoruba, you know, to take control, and probably then it will restructure, because that is the game they will start playing out to millions of Yoruba that even believe in this cause of coming out of Nigeria. And some of them will buy into that. You talk about poverty. You could see, there's a term that I heard a lot when I was on ground. Enugbe. That means, oh yeah, everybody's saying that. And it's not because,
Enugbe is like,
the mouth is dry. And it's not because they are seeing you or somebody coming from abroad or somebody, in the front line of this movement or a spokesman to Chisonde. It's just that the poverty is right there and there's no doubt about it. And when we talk about poverty, people think it's about poverty of somebody not having 3 square meals. We're not talking about poverty where your security is no longer there. Your education is no longer there. That's also poverty. Your well-being is no longer there. And if we don't do the needful now, I'm afraid, myself and you, people will ask the question, you lived here in Glasgow. I live in England. How come we never push it, continue to educate? People say we've been talking. I said we should never stop talking. No. Because as we are speaking right now, they are watching us even as far as Sokoto State.
That's right.
They're watching us in Port Harcourt. And the message might be slower, but it's getting there. And we just need to continue to push the message.
Which is great, right? One of my worst fear, personally, right? One of my worst fears is that if we all choose to ignore simply because we are not directly affected, one day we'll go back home. You saw people who have been paying ransom to our kidnappers. We have our people who are refugees in Benin Republic. Let me see if I can share that with you. However, those who are responsible, the people who told us then that what the Yorubas needed was to play to the center, maybe become vice president, so that our graduates who are now going to be used to promote swagger.
23.
These same people who told them then that all they needed was a restructured Nigeria, so that they can have job. The same people who told us then that what we needed was to join APC, as they did, the same Tinubu and gang, that they are going to start state police. Now, if they had done what they promised, maybe this unemployment level that they have now...
You might want to add what the Vice President, Ikene Shatabantu. I hope I pronounce. I've been using Ikene Shatabantu,
it's like a shatter and bandu. Then you say Shatabantu.
Shatabantu. You know how to say it properly, and I'm sure we're waiting for that book where we can have all those names. It's talking about giving 5 million Nigerians solar. I mean, is in London School of Economics yesterday talking about energy. But I'll let you go back to,
Now, the point I'm trying to make there is that for all the wrong things that goes on in Nigeria, all the injustices that goes on in Nigeria, like you said, lack of electricity is an injustice. People don't know that electricity is a human right. Some don't know that education is human right. Healthcare is human right. Security is human right.
Warfare.
Access to water, drinking water is human right. And welfare, as you said, is also human right. Now, if the basic ones, electricity and the rest, are not there, now the people who told us that they were going to give those have failed, right? Now, more unemployment on the queue. Unemployment will breed insecurity. As Yoruba people, we are about to be deceived again that we could settle for Nigeria. Now, people are saying, why should the same set of people settle for the same thing again when they can actually go for the for the bigger part of it, own your own country. But then that comes to that of the poverty parts that they've weaponized. Brothers fighting brothers because of what they will get from the politicians who put them there, right? Now, here we are. The poverty is continuing. We are going to have to deal with the consequences of that again as well in Yoruba land. Now, in the next 2 years, the issue of 2023 will be gone. Do you really think we stand a chance? Like you said, the message can be slower, but we eventually get there slow and steady. With the level of what you saw in Nigeria, do you actually really see us getting close enough people who are the victims right now to make the right choice of going for something better than something worse like a president? Do you see any chance at all?
Well, based on what I saw on ground, to be honest with you, majority of the youth are not sure what they want.
Not really sure.
No, they're not sure. And they can be easily bought into these new Nigeria idea. It's Yoruba turn. Let's give them, a trial. Just like Buhari was sold to most diaspora at the time.
But the people who sold Buhari are the one who are going to repackage Tinubu now.
Yeah, because this time around, it's now more like it's coming home.
Right.
England, when I know you're Scottish, we say the cup is coming home, but we know it's never coming home. So it's like that trick. The question you've asked is very, very important. And this is why we are saying to the 60% of the youth, look, it's not about me. It's not about Maiyegun. It's not about those conversation telling us the option is there. But most of them do not even have an idea that we have that option on the table. And you know why? Because we have lived in fear. You talk about fear all the time. And until that fear comes, I was going through the bus store. I'm sure you saw it. There's a pub, tenant, 1884. Women were not allowed to drink alcohol in that pub. And you know what they were doing? They were literally chaining themselves against that pub, protesting.
Women, yes.
This is just women not allowed. Let's even say, people not allowed to drink alcohol, 1884. And they were like, no, we're not going to accept that. These belongs to myself and those other men that wants to drink. But we are telling Nigerians that there is another option, but they are being dragged into the old leaders.
The idea of
that now they are trying to repackage again and present to them and say, look, this is the other option on the table. And that's why I'm saying we can do this now. It is not too late. But the only reason why people are thinking it is too late is we haven't got the strategy.
Let me show you something. One of the reasons why I keep telling people that before I came to the UK, back in Nigeria, I saw it too, that I stood no chance. Is that I'm going to have to dirty my hand, get so dirty, if I really want to make it. Leak acids and the rest. It doesn't mean that people who live in Nigeria, they are not doing their legitimate way to make things. Okay,
hard working.
Okay? Exactly. But what happened is that I stood no chance. I did my own business. Nigeria killed it. I run businesses like twice. They killed it. However, at some point, I'm like, I'm getting older. I can't really do this. The opportunity is so limited that you have to do extra and extra before you can really cut end. And this is what the Nigeria they created. Now, within the first 5 years of moving to the UK, I could tell my life changed because I therefore knew where I was going, right? All I needed was just to put in the hard work and get to wherever I'm going, okay? Now, comparing that with Nigeria, I'm talking about limited opportunities, which simply means so many people who appear to be all right. Look at it this way. Whenever Nigeria goes into borrowing, they borrow in the name of the country.
Yeah.
Currently, as Yoruba people, as Southerner, we have the opportunity of generating over 80% of the money Nigeria is using to run. They used to run Nigeria, but we can't put our children in school. We can't put our youth at work. We can't train them, right? We can't build good infrastructure, good roads, and the rest of that.
Yeah.
But whenever they borrow money, they borrow it in the name of Nigeria.
Definitely.
And an average life opportunity of an average Nigerian is cut out by more than 6 ratio 8 to 10. It's like the life rigging, it's like the rig life against you being in Nigeria, right? The
chances of being
you getting there, you have to work like 4 or 5 times like your colleagues all over the world. Then I asked myself, I said, that is where these politicians get their power from. Weaponizing poverty. Okay. So if we are not careful, right, one day you and I will have to want to go back to Nigeria, right? I didn't even know it was going to be this soon. We would have to go back to that Nigeria, and then we have to deal with the consequences of those abandoned children in Yoruba land who are going to be older then. These people have already abandoned them. Here we are, you and I, trying to tell those who have the chance now to at least think for themselves, to say, you may not have the chance of living in Nigeria, like all of us. But the fact that you have that number, at least don't be part of those who are going to entrench this same poverty again. Then, on the other hand, expect a different thing. You know what I mean now?
Yeah.
I'll show you why I said that. The future of Nigeria is bleak. When we say future of Nigeria, we are talking about the future of the Biafrans in Nigeria, the futures of the Yorubas in Nigeria, the futures of all the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, right? But you have an arrangement that was never discussed, right? There was never a time that we all agreed to be in Nigeria.
Yeah, was put together.
Let me share this video with you. Nigeria has borrowed the future of everyone in there. And if there's anything for Yoruba people that are not supposed to be poor, if there's anything that every average Yoruba person should be fighting for, the likes of Tinubu should be bold enough to say the population of 60 million people that I come from, right, are going through hell. If this country is not going to be restructured, giving me presidency won't solve that, because presidency means the structure remains the same. Even if you promise your people heaven and earth, you can't change anything.
You're right.
Right? What if you use the chance of, we have 60 million people. I care for them. If they want to remain in Nigeria, we need to renegotiate this arrangement. But they don't care. They came, there was a time he came, the same Tinubu that they are going to sell to the Yoruba now. There was a time he came and he told everyone, right, Koiki, he told everybody this.
When French was challenged, they turned to their general, Charles de Gaulle. Correct? When Britain was challenged, they turned to their great general, Winston Churchill. Correct? Today, Nigeria is challenged, economically challenged, physically challenged, security challenged. Who do we turn to? General Muhammad Buhari is the right man for the job. If you talk of military experience, he has it abundantly. If you talk of courage, he has it abundantly. If you talk of simplicity, he has it abundantly. If you talk of great determination, a combination of vision and ability to perform, honesty and integrity, he has it abundantly.
Another one I'm going to share as well. Thank you so much for watching that, right? So I have another one I'm going to share too. This was said 6 years ago, telling the people of Yoruba land that is figured out
the problem,
Buhari and then APC
repackaging
will be fine with all those promises. Now, 6 years after that, Koiki, I'll share this with you as well. This is Tinubu, when the result came and said they have 30%, 33% unemployed.
Yeah.
If the population of Nigeria is 200 million, right, and you have 33% unemployed, you know that those percentage are only being drawn from Yoruba land and southern Nigeria.
Yes.
Those are the places where people really work
Yeah.
and pay taxes.
Yeah.
Up north, right, if they were paying taxes, well, maybe their VAT won't be like that, and other generated revenue, right?
Yep.
Now, they asked Tinubu, after 6 years of them making that promise, what do you think now that majority of our Yoruba brothers and sisters are now unemployed, unemployable? Guess what? This is said.
And we are competing with bank robbers and bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. Is growing here. You create demand and consumption.
Who is bringing over?
Yeah.
For 2023, for those who have no idea, that is the solution Tinubu is bringing. Now, as a Yoruba person, I won't take a deal like that. I won't follow somebody like that. Whatever any new idea they might think he has, I won't listen to him. Number one, he's older, he's sicklier now, is like demented as well. Yeah. Now, as a Yoruba person, why would anybody leave a conversation around renegotiation of Nigeria to give the Yoruba a proper position that we deserve for just staying it with Nigeria and continue like this? Why would any Yoruba want to do
that? Well, I think you're quite right. Maiyegun, a lot of the Yorubas are still not sure. They are still thinking that Chief Tinubu, like you call him, and I call him as well. I mean, he arrived back in Nigeria yesterday, like a gangster.
I was even coming to that he's been Godfather, he's been this, he's been that, like they made us realize he's the father of modern democracy, all this poverty, and what do you praise singers, right? Yeah. But there is no hospital to operate on his name. Yeah, and recover in Lagos State.
Let's first ask about those we call the elite that also believe in Tinubu, and there's so many of them. They are sitting behind the fence, and they will start all this strategy, and where to put the consultation to. They will start approaching people, and most people that are even talking about Yoruba nation might fall into that trap. And that is where we need to be on top of because majority of those that are now backing away from this system, those elite are thinking it's because we don't like Boko Haram, because Boko Haram is is one man that just came and
a divisive,
yes.
fanatic, yeah? So
maybe let's give them Tinubu.
That Tinubu, right.
Let's give them Osibajo.
Some elite are believing that the reason why some of us are asking for Yoruba nation is because we don't like
Boko Haram and gang.
Not knowing that it's deeper than that. We've been shortchanged. We've been robbed.
And I mean, it's not even just shortchanged. We've been put back as Yoruba people, the Biafrans, the Middle Belt, for the last 40 years. I'm in my 40 plus. And when you play back and ask yourself, the development that a country should get was stopped. I was at the Glasgow University. I'm sure you know.
Yes.
That the late Chief M.K. Abiola got a scholarship there.
He studied there, yes.
How many Nigerians today, how many of you have got that same opportunity to get a scholarship, whether you are from a background that is wealthy or not? But majority of them do not understand that the reason why we are entrapped in this system is because some of the same Yorubas sold us out. And they are now coming back to say, look, it's now our turn.
We'll do it better now.
We will do it better now.
Like Aide sang here. Let me just use that as our little short break, right? Aide K1 was their musician official anyway. So I think let me see if I have that. I think it's this.
Please, we know that you are not happy with the APC government, but the APC that we are giving you now is a Yoruba man. But what they are not telling Nigerians is, what is the genesis of Nigeria? What is Nigeria? I mean, yes, we were all born in a country. We were told we are Nigerians. But now, information has given us that in 1914, it was put together. People might say, okay, it's about almost 107 years. Why not? Let's see if we can walk around it. Okay, that's fine. In 1999, while I was waiting for you, to pick me up, I saw, your police, I mean, and you know me, I'm doing my own little thing.
No, you know one thing about us in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I won't be able to live anywhere else,
yeah,
right? It's always very peaceful.
And I'm like
there's no rush. Except if you want to rush
and where I'm actually going is I could see the police van just went past by, and I'm like, wow, it's different from the one in England. But the 1999, let's leave 1914, because we will say, okay, 1914 is like quite long.
Yeah.
But what they've actually done, these gangs, these criminal gangs, they've put in together a constitution that have trapped myself, those in the Middle Belt, the Biafrans, and those that are even in the North. They've entrapped each and every one of us in that constitution. And if you watching us this evening allow them to renew that fraudulent constitution by voting them in, they've got another 4 years to continue their massacre. Whether it is Tinubu or Pastor Ruga
himself,
or this other guy that they're also preparing, that Obasanjo is the African Development Bank president, additional.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Obasanjo is putting an eye to say maybe they will bring a Euro. Look, they might not even give you Tinubu. They might play this joker. A lot of people might think, oh, Tinubu is going to contest. They might bring in somebody just like, you were analyzing the other day. I was watching your program and you were like, they had to say, look, Tinubu, we can't give you this ticket, but we give you the slot of the vice president. Go and find somebody. And he went and brought in Pastor Ruga, that have covered all this shady business
for years.
And you said something, because I take time to listen to you. You said it would take years to untangle what Pastor Ruga, the vice president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, because I want people to know that is who we're discussing, that have done to lock Lagosians with Tinubu. It will take years to untangle it.
I mean, even if you have a new government in Lagos State, right?
It will take some time.
They will think it's going to be easy. They know. People always say, this property, Tinubu owns it. That one is owned by Tinubu and all of that, right? People will think it's going to be easier for somebody to just be governor and say, I'm taking it over. Now, when they try to take it, you realize that they have money. It's not just putting things legally, right?
Yeah.
They went as far as going to the state assembly to enact laws that make those things what they are. Court can't change them.
Imagine.
So you have to go through the state assembly, right?
To change
the Lagos state government law that gave him all those things, because that's what Pastor Ruga did. He was the Attorney General.
You're right.
They robbed Lagos, right? And then they turn around to be those as a savior. Oh, we will save you. We will protect you.
We will give you
Don't worry.
we'll give you everything you want.
Yeah, we will do this, we'll do that. But you know, my worry is this, and I don't stop saying it. Good people who speak out. Somebody like me, I do this because I am doing this for the posterity sake.
Happy birthday to Oloye. You always call him Oloye.
I love calling him Oloye. People said the chief. I'm like, no, I'm not so cool with chief, right? Before I started calling him Oloye, I always call him Igboho, and he loves it. Whenever I call him or whenever we're on the phone, and the first thing will be like, Maiyegun Baba, then I'll be like, Igboho. But you see, Ibi Gereje Langbagba, Ibi Tin Yoba today, Igboho became the voice that made so many educated, intelligent people to think. And that is why we said, it is not who he is, it is what is being used with it. It's what destiny is using him for.
And there's no doubt about that.
Through him, Yorubas believe that we can actually defend ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Without having to wait for the elite that are always going to speak grammar. Yeah. Igboho did not just tell us we could defend ourselves. He went into the trenches, into the forest. Yeah. And at that point, I'm like, no, I'm not going to call him Igboho Sha publicly anymore. He's Oloye.
Wow.
Apart from the fact that he's the Babalaje of Ibadan, as I know him of anyway, he's a chief. Then I decided to say, he's Oloye. He's the Olori Odo, the Ajaguno of Yoruba land. You know why? He's inspired so many. He gave people like us the opportunity to say, if Igboho could stand up, what is your excuse?
There's no excuse.
If Igboho could come out boldly to say, let's do this. And he repeatedly said, I am not fighting government. We can't even fight government.
I don't want to fight the government.
If Abuja says they should bring military tomorrow, they will destroy all these places. So
and for the 6 months, I spent. And we're always like this, sitting down, having conversation and quiet times, busy time. But once again, happy birthday, to a great man, a man that has not just done something for himself. He's got everything. He could have decided not to even get involved at all. But we're wishing you happy birthday from here. But
to Oloye Sunday Igboho and to all my friends that are watching as well, let's wish him a happy birthday. He has a chance of knowing that you wished him that. He might not be here with us, but definitely not forgotten. But yeah.
And the question a lot of people have said is,
sorry to cut you short, right? I am trying to figure out if this, mind you, to my friends who are watching, please let me know, how is the quality of this video? I'm trying to see that of my screen, and it's so kind of crackly and all of that, but people never seem to complain yet. Okay. Well, please let me know about the video. But yeah, continue.
But like you were saying earlier, I've had a lot of people that called and, prior to while I was in Nigeria, why not just tell Chief to leave Nigeria? And each time I stay with him and I said, Chief, I got a call that says, why not just leave Nigeria? He says, why? If I leave Nigeria, what about those that do not have the same opportunity? He could have just left Nigeria and be in any part of the world and the government wouldn't have. But he always say, look, this is where I live. If the government wants to come, it's up to them. But I'm not going to run away for the government. And one thing a lot of people need to understand is his belief, his loyalty for what he's doing is just unbelievable. And as much as so many individuals never loved it. And that is why they are saying now they'll prefer to have him in Benin Republic and keep him there. But I say, You can't keep him there till 2023. It's just not going to happen. We understand, the politics, the intrigues, the movement. But Maiyegun, then they have to let him go. He hasn't committed any crime in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And even if we are just like, because, I'm a spokesman, let's look at what Professor Wole Soyinka says. This is cock and bulls. You can't go to his house, without no search warrant in the middle of the night. I mean, we're talking about Professor Wole Soyinka, a Nobel laureate, saying to Benin Republic, why are you keeping him? Let him go. And we're also using this medium to Benin Republic. Please let him go. He hasn't committed any offense.
He has done nothing. And we keep appealing to them that we are not even saying just let him go. If you think he's committed anything, let him go to your courts, right? Let your court try him and then, let him defend himself and then, he can go. But initially, we know it has a political undertone as well. There's a part I'm going to share with you quickly while I try to fix this camera, possibly, okay? This is somebody that said this on the altar. I don't know if you have seen it.
Nigeria, the mega churches in Nigeria, they are not available anywhere in the world. No church like Redeem, no church like Winners, no church like Mountain of Fire, no church like Chosen, no church like Christ Embassy, no church like Deeper Life in the world. Redeem alone has over 40,000 parishes. Winner alone has 30,000. There are only 10,000 wards in Nigeria where decisions of those who rule these countries are made. So it's not just deliver Nigeria. It should be God. Wake up your church. Talk to your general overseers. The church community is an imprisoned community. Our general overseers have imprisoned us. They must release us, mobilize us, encourage us to go to the grassroots. Politics is grassroots. You know, I have done politics before. I have campaigned, I've been voted for. I was a deputy speaker of a state. I know how it works. It's not just prayer. We have prayed. And God has answered the prayers. The answer is that He has given us people. Next to God's power is political power. And I want what I am saying to be carried live. Next to God's power is political power. And political power is people giving. And God has given us people. What else do you want Him to do for us? You want God to come from heaven and be casting vote? You want God to go to the world and become world chairman? No, the 7 ESCO in each ward, they are the one that determine who is the president. We can't change Nigeria except we change the National Assembly. This evil law called Constitution, this is jihadist constitution. This is oligarchy constitution. This is a constitution that put the whole of the country under one tribe.
Let's see if there's any changes in our video. One moment. Sorry. Okay, I think I just went back there. Sorry about that. So, Koiki, you are going to help me take it further here because I want to talk about what the Biafran governors have said. There's Dave Umahi, who said that they don't want Biafra. All they want is Nigeria to give them chance to unite Nigeria by becoming the president and all of that. The Biafrans don't want to hear any of that, okay? So which makes Dave Umahi a persona non grata most of the time because of whatever they are promising him in Abuja. However, there is also a planned state of emergency in Anambra towards the election next month as well. A lot of things going on, right? To make people see that there's no real hope. Something like positive enough to say, oh, maybe that would be a chance to say maybe things can get better. There's no chance. Okay, so the Biafrans are hell-bent. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still there in their detention.
And we're on a countdown to 21st of October to see whether the DSS will bring him down.
There's 100% chances that they won't. I do tell people, because you know how to study that, is that when you see the event towards the date, the time, you can tell that they are going to bring him or they won't bring him. Okay, so far so good. They are already doing what they call the Golden Dawn in the East.
Yeah.
They've already started killing and burning properties and the rest of that.
Going into houses, picking up young boys, young men, and pointing them as, Biafra or IPOB, and also killing them. I mean, I think the question a lot of, the Southeast governor need to understand is you're playing with the devil. You're playing with these, gangs that knows your heart. So if you're thinking that just like Uzodinma and the rest of them believe in their mind that the Kabars, the Fulanis and the Hausas that have owed the country to stand still, that is also trying to give false hope to the Southwest, is bringing presidency, because I don't know what they're going to offer them, vice president or president?
Well, Uma, you said that, and which is true, right? If they really want to unite Nigeria, if these guys really care, if their power comes to the South, it should automatically just go to the East. They have been the only one who have never on all platforms.
So on what?
But they won't.
So why do all these Southeast governors have it at the back of their mind that they will be given that opportunity? I mean, let's say this clearly to some of the Southeast politicians, because they're almost the same like the Southwest politicians. Right. They're playing into the hands again of these, gangs, and not walking in line with the Biafrans. I mean, their own people. So the question then we should be asking them is, why do you prefer to sell your people, for peanuts? Why do you prefer? I mean, you should expect them to be speaking about the kidnapping, rendition of Nnamdi Kanu.
Some even said that if they wanted to really want peace in that place, the influence of Nnamdi Kanu in that part of that country can never be underestimated anymore.
And that's what people don't understand.
Why can't they just walk around this freedom is released?
Because again, the Southeast governors are giving false impression, to their stooge in Abuja, that we can calm things down until Boko Haram got to Imo and realized that there's nobody outside, because the Biafran have been able to do something that is fantastic, which a lot of people say maybe we should use that as a gauge, from the Yoruba perspective. And I say, look, as much as we're going to work together, which a lot of Yoruba don't like that when you say that, but we can learn from each other.
That's right.
And I've always said, and I'll say it again on your platform, that having our own nation, you respect the law of this of Scotland,
which is the right thing to do.
Are you using the law of Nigeria to live here?
No.
So why should people be worried that when we have our Yoruba nation, whoever wants to live amongst us, we have to go according to our constitution? It's as simple as that, regardless of wherever you are.
That's right.
I have lived here for over 2 decades. I'm not using Nigerian law like, okay, let me say, I'm just going to get on the bus and say I haven't got money. Doesn't add up. So in terms of what the Biafra have been able to do is, look, every Monday, like you always say, it's not a must. I want to sit down at home, we'll sit down at home. But don't also use that to create panic, kill somebody, kidnap somebody, right? And now the impression that we've been given is these unknown gunmen are Biafrans, but only for us to, we've been telling people that, look, these unknown gunmen are government agents. It's got nothing to do, with Biafra. Yes, but the Southeast governor, because Uzodinma himself said so, that it's got nothing to do with the IPOB.
Grievances, they may be everywhere, talk and all of that, but they don't keep it.
But do they have influence in the Southeast, the IPOB? They do.
They do.
And are we talking about in large, small quantity? In large quantity. I mean, they are giving message, and that message gets in. And that is why we are saying to the Southeast governor, just like the Southwest, why not back out? We understand some of them are scared, But in the long run, the Biafrans are not going to back out.
No, they won't.
The Oduduwans are not going to back out.
No, we won't.
The Middle Belt are not going to back out. The Arewa might join along the line.
As well. And you know why? It's because they have democratized the injustice. You know that everybody is having a share. Now all of us go chop the breakfast, as they say. Right?
Yeah.
So since everybody will have a share, eventually, those who haven't joined now, we eventually join. We are going to be in Glasgow tomorrow.
Yeah.
Koiki.
Yeah.
Where we are going to have other people coming from all over the UK, especially in Scotland.
And we're looking forward.
Yeah, to show our own solidarity with what our people are going through in Yoruba land.
Genocide.
As well as our people in Biafra land.
Crime against humanity.
A lot.
Injustice. The killings. The poverty. So tomorrow, right here in Glasgow, if you're 1 hour away drive, let us do it for people at home. Let us do it for the Biafrans that have been massacred, for doing nothing.
Extrajudiciously being killed.
Let us do it for the Yorubas that have been locked into where even saying something now. Do you know that we can't even know where Daddy Yatta is?
And it's been over a year now.
2 years.
2 years.
Omoyele Sowore has been kept in Abuja. Even he lost his brother. Do you know how many prisoners kept, locked away? So we can put those changes. People might say the protest outside the country is not having a ripple effect, but the government does not like bad publicity. That is why Ikene Shakabantu, Pastor Ruga, Agbowoni, Professor Yemi Osibajo was running all over. They were looking for exit for him at Imperial College of London. Do you know what that means? If they were good.
They were really who they should be.
I would have gone and give him a drum from the airport.
People will be happy to have him in town. Now they come to London like people who just like just common criminals hiding. Then they will be uploading pictures to say, "Oh, we're in London." Taking pictures.
He's taking picture of an auditorium where he was given a speech. Maiyegun, we've seen auditorium in all the universities, colleges, secondary schools, dilapidated. And I can't understand how this professor will stand in front of...
Do you know he's actually a former lecturer? Do you know that?
That's what I'm saying. How would he stand in front of all these students at London School of Economics and telling them about climate energy change, and then later on say we can give 5 million? But back in some of these dilapidated university, colleges, institutions with no hope across the country, the question we should be telling our people today is, we can make that change. George Square, 12 p.m. Let's make it down there. Atlanta's done it. United Nations building have done it.
And you guys in
London have done it. Germany. Oh, we're not backing down in London. It's a daily basis mission between the Biafra and the Oduduwa right at number 10 Downing Street. And they were shocked. Do you even know that some Yoruba leaders released a statement that, we shouldn't go and welcome, Sibajo, because as far as they're concerned, we want to go and disgrace him. So let us give hope to those at home. It is good when those of you who want to sit down and watch it on live broadcast, but if you can be there physically, it makes a big impact.
And it will make a lot of difference too. So we are expecting 100 people. If we only have 10 or 20 of you come around, trust me, the message will still be sent. It will be great if we all turn up. So Koiki, tonight has been a very, very tedious one.
They thought it was never going to happen.
But we did it.
9 o'clock was I'm always waiting, sitting down with my big screen.
That's the moment we open the Temple of Truth every 9 p.m. If we are going to have any delay, maybe 5-10 minutes, but tonight it's been you were involved too.
Yeah.
That's everywhere.
Yeah.
If we should show people the camera of all the equipment that we drunk down here, those we tried several times to make work and all of that. well, they will probably appreciate the fact that we
because, like he always say, the mic is
powerful.
Is sending the message. We haven't got any weapon to fight any government,
No,
and we haven't got the means to fight them. But we can tell them that even though you delayed the message for 2 hours,
it will still be delivered.
It has been delivered already.
It has been delivered.
And we would like to appreciate all the viewers watching. I mean, I understand a lot of people would love to be next to you, just like I am. And it's a privilege for what you're doing. I mean, I remember when we first click, I mean, a lot of people don't understand how we talk behind the scene. I remember you saying, get in touch with Maiyegun, let Maiyegun, and I'm like, if only you know. Even before, people get to know who we are, we've always been in touch, and we continue to be in touch. But one thing is, like Maiyegun always say, that thumbs up, you haven't done it now, just come up.
Yeah, my friends, thank you very much. It's pretty much like it was meant to be like a chatty walk, where we would read comments, like answer questions. Oh, it's late.
Yeah. My mom sends a greetings. If I haven't give anybody greetings tonight, she said, thank you,
ma.
I love that your caller, Mr. Laulu.
Yeah,
it's just fantastic.
See, I've got a lot of people who are there. Some of them are, they are people who can actually present their stuffs.
Wow.
Maybe not everyone knows the code, right? Until they do it. Like they say, the army job, the campaign of army job in the UK, they were like, you never know your potential until you try.
Wow.
You never really know how far you can go until you try. So I've got great guys on Maiyegun's Diary Politico that they are like content on their own. These are guys who can really present programs, and you see that other guy Ahmed.
Oh yes,
that's like an extra.
Giving us the last. That was fantastic.
No, you see, I've got a lot. I've got guys who can speak correct, undiluted Igbo. Now, what I'm trying to do is that even if I can't bring them on live, we should get them to do us a favor by speaking these languages to all these. Our different brothers and sisters from everywhere, as long as it get delivered. I've got a guy. He's from he's a Tiffy from Tiffy land in Benue. He's somebody who is also a real vibe. Well, yeah, I've got great guys.
But one more thing before I go, Maiyegun, what is it about this your drink?
I'll tell you the story behind it. You see, Iron Brew is the national drink of the Scottish people. Now, if people want to know how long you've lived in Scotland and then how kind of deeper you have been into Scottish food, everything, right? Although there are people who have been here for so long, but they don't like to see juice. So they don't even check it. I love juice. I drink a lot of juice. People said, if you drink juice, you're going to go fat. I was like, I want to go fat. I actually want to grow fat, but it's never going to happen. Then I choose Iron Brew. It's so delicious. It's so tasty, guy. Honestly, it's got the vibe. It's got the buzz, and it's got this that comes with Fanta, right? So, and because it's also orange, and I love Fanta, and I couldn't get Fanta here, Nigerian Fanta, which is pretty much all right. But back then, Iron Brew did the job, and trust me, it's like as they say, if you go black, you don't go back. On this.
And one thing again I would like to say before we start winding down is I would like to appreciate your family.
Thank you.
Because I know what you go through. I've seen it, and we can only say thank you very much for the family, for giving you that support. I mean, I know you have all these your friends around the world, from different. If we open the phone line, I get jammed, but we haven't got the time tonight.
We won't do that tonight.
But I got to appreciate,
you see,
Madam.
We should all be grateful for the kind of opportunity we have. Okay, I'm so grateful to her. She's wonderful. It wasn't Rosie. I was the stubborn one who happened to be like, that mentality, like on top waiting my eyes don't see for Nigeria. I'll come to the UK. And then on top of everything my eyes are seen in the UK, Now I've managed to manage my life to this level. No, nobody's going to tell me how to do it. Not even any woman, right? But eventually I was lucky to have her. She felt like if you enjoy it, just do it. Initially, they felt like, oh, wouldn't that be an attract? I mean, would that attract, sort of attack or something on us? I was like, well, it is not that bad. You see, most of these guys who always threaten fire and brimstone on Facebook, right? They do that simply because that's the most they can do. But she's so supportive. She's like, guy, forget about every other thing, right? When somebody says, I mean, when somebody can give their time, when you can turn on your camera anytime, and even if they don't understand what you're talking about, why you are even so angry, shouting on the phone in the room and all of that, but she knows that that's something I'm doing that I can never be disturbed. And she built that into her son. So Caleb knows when he was so a baby, when you think he doesn't know anything, Caleb knows that when daddy is in that room, don't go there. Daddy is live. Don't even say, I want to go and fix. No, as a kid. So then we built it that way to the point that it became so natural, right? If I'm going live, they know. She would just ask, are you going live tonight? I'm like, yes, I am. And when I say I am, she knows that I will finish before 11. So thank you for even acknowledging that, because without that, I keep telling people that if the house is not sort of a peaceful, people can't even know Maiyegun.
No, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way.
Same thing goes for you.
Yeah.
You see, the risk you took is even bigger. When I went to Nigeria for my mom's burial, somehow people were worried for me. But at the same time, even those who came to my mom's burial to come and ask for me, like those guys, court boys and all of them, they said I abused politicians. They came. When they came, they still had pity. Like, are you going to kidnap him when he's doing his mom's burial because he's abusing politicians? So they were able to leave. But they told those guys that we will leave. Other people will come, but they may not leave. Just tell him. Now, you left to go and tell people that we can get it better if we all come together. Now, you have your family here, kids. There was no insurance signed that if anything happened to you, even though you know they will be fine, but they will not be that fine if you're not here. But you took the risk anyway. So every day when I see you back in Nigeria, I'm like, now that is daring, right? Because, you know, if you had gone and came back, and if you went and came back and it was like nothing happened, it will look naturally.
Yeah, but quite a lot.
Two people got killed.
Yeah.
A lot happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how this madam here, Agbeke, when I went to Nigeria, I had to phone her every day so that she will know I'm alive and I'm fine and I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Now, in your own case, every day when you see police on the road, see the soldiers, the shooting and everything, I can't imagine how the missus is feeling.
Yeah. So
if she's watching as well, we have been a gift. We didn't do this because we wanted to be appreciated.
Yeah.
I started the Maiyegun Diary because I wanted to show my displeasure. I wanted to show my anger after I came to this country and I saw how things were. And I'm like, why couldn't we have that in Nigeria? So I wanted to show my anger by talking about everything.
That was
then
the way.
It became an hobby. It became something that people said, Maiyegun, calm down, tell us, explain it to us, don't shout, explain. Then it became something that I get used to, right?
No.
But madam, if you are watching, this is us. We didn't choose this, and somehow it seems that our own fight chose us. And without you guys doing all of this behind the scene, most people won't even know us.
Definitely.
Like we are, maybe we would have stopped.
Yeah.
So Koiki, I have to say thank you. Because it's part of that sacrifice that brought you here now.
Oh, yes.
You could be in London.
Oh,
in
yes.
fact, you and I could be doing this broadcast by just linking
Oh, yes, definitely.
But here you are, physically, to others say we are all in this together.
Definitely.
One of these days, because I believe that after this, their own Jaga bandit nonsense ends, right? Everybody's going to come back to their senses.
They will.
They're going to come back and value what we are telling them. Or, when everything, bust up. Now, when that time comes, you and I will go on world tour, speaking to the Yorubas from all these countries.
Definitely.
Talk to them like, listen,
yeah,
this is not protest now. This is us telling ourselves, what can we do? How can we build these old bridges together and go back there?
Yeah.
And make this effective change happen.
And you're quite right. And we have quite a lot of, same here as well. We have, millions of, well-learned Yorubas, Biafrans around the globe that wants to transform things and
make a difference. Like,
and we haven't got the time because time waits for nobody, like Fela will always say. So as much as we would love to continue, but we all know time is not really on our side. But again, join us tomorrow from 12 p.m. George Square,
the city center in Glasgow.
You can't miss it.
No,
you can't miss it at all.
If you jump in, if you are driving, right, there are parking spaces around the city center. Some of them pay the parking, some of them not.
Yeah.
So, and if you are just coming through by train, the central station is not far from the George Square. I think it's about 5 minutes or 7 minutes walk. Okay. And if your train drops at, or let me say if you are coming by, I wouldn't say coach, well, if you are coming by coach, we have the Buchanan station, okay, which is just above the, at the top of the city center. Just walk straight down for like about 5 minutes as well.
Yeah.
You'll be at George Square, all right? So tomorrow, I will be at the George Square as well, early enough to show you around. So if you are coming, you'll meet me there with Koiki. Koiki, any closing remark at all?
Well, again, we'd like to appreciate everyone that have tuned in patiently, and those that will be watching this broadcast again. Put a thumbs up again, and I'm also using this opportunity to wish Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho happy birthday.
That's grand. We will take it further from tomorrow. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Well, we're already tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
So good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú.